In this video, we are taking you through 5 epic battles that changed Georgian history forever. Throughout its long and turbulent history, Georgia has stood at the crossroads of empires, a land where war was not only a reality, but a crucible that forged its national identity. From burning capitals to battle victories, from the Golden Age to doomed defiance, each battle forged Georgia's identity in the crucible of war. Fifth Fall of Tbilisi, 1795. This is the day when the capital of Georgia burned and marked the end of its independence. In the autumn of 1795, the Persian Shah Aga Muhammad Khan unleashed devastation upon the Georgian capital. The defenders fought bravely, but they were overwhelmed by the Persian army. Tbilisi, a city of culture and pride, was destroyed. The massacre shocked the kingdom and left scars that would never fully heal. It marked the end of Georgia's independence and the beginning of a new chapter under imperial shadow. In desperation, Georgia turned northward to Russia for protection. Soon, the eastern and western Georgian kingdoms were annexed to the Russian Empire. Fourth Battle of Aspinza, 1770. The Battle of Aspinza was the last war before the fall. During the battle, King of Kartal Erekle II stood isolated, surrounded by rivals. In 1783, the king signed the Treaty of Georgievsk, establishing the Russian protectorate over East Georgia. Russia promised military protection against external threats, particularly from Persia and the Ottoman Empire. But despite the treaty, Russian troops never came to Georgia's defense. When Ottoman forces advanced into southern Georgia, King Erekle II struck back at Aspinza with boldness and precision. Using the terrain to devastating effect, the Georgian army routed a much larger foe. It was a tactical triumph, a rare and brilliant moment. Aspinza would become the final flash of strength before the kingdom's slow absorption into foreign rule after 3 decades. Third Battle of Kunan. By the mid-13th century, the Mongol Empire had brought much of the known world to its knees. David Narin, ruler of western Georgia, stood against the Golden Horde at Kunan. At Kunan, the Mongols deployed one of their most infamous battlefield tactics: deception through feigned retreat. They divided their army into 2 parts, one visible and engaged in direct combat, the other hidden in ambush. As the battle unfolded, the first Mongol force began to retreat, drawing the Georgian army forward. Believing victory was near, the Georgians pursued the retreating enemy, losing formation and exposing their rear. At this critical moment, the second hidden Mongol force attacked from behind, encircling and defeating the Georgian troops. Despite their tactical defeat, the Georgians were not pursued further. The terrain, narrow paths and dense forest made it too dangerous for Mongol cavalry to continue their advance. Kunan marked the beginning of the west-east split in Georgia. It was a crack in unity, yes, but it allowed western Georgia to escape total Mongol control and preserve some degree of autonomy. Second Battle of Bassiani, 1202. In a world dominated by kings, Georgia was ruled by a woman, King Tamari, and she ruled with strength. When the Sultan of Rum, which was established over conquered Byzantine territories and peoples of Anatolia by the Seljuk Turks, threatened the kingdom, King Tamari met force with resolve. At Bassiani, Georgian cavalry struck with thunderous precision. The Sultan's army crumbled. The message was clear: Georgia was not to be underestimated. Tamar's reign marked more than a series of military triumphs. It heralded a cultural and political renaissance, a golden age in the country's history. First Battle of Didgori, 1121. In August of 1121, King David IV of Georgia, revered as David the Builder, stood against a vast coalition of Seljuk and allied forces, outnumbered by staggering odds. At Didgori, in the narrow valleys of the Caucasus, David launched a meticulously planned ambush. Georgian troops concealed along the ridges descended in a sudden and coordinated assault that shattered the invading army. The Seljuks, despite their superiority in numbers, collapsed under the weight of surprise and precision. It laid the cornerstone for Georgia's political consolidation, cultural flourishing, and the dawn of its golden age. From Tbilisi's ashes to the miracle of Didgori, from betrayal to glory, these 5 battles tell the important story. If you found this journey through Georgia's defining battles insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.